I was still in the mindset of ticking boxes. So I was like, Lord, I've done it again. I've done the pro-life work, ready to move on to something which I'm going to be more liked for, make more friends with. Because, the church doesn't even like you when you do this, because it's not a feel-good approach. It's definitely is much more exposing the deeds of darkness. It's hard work. It's like the saying of I think it's Greg Cunningham, light reformers are rarely effective and effective reformers are rarely liked. So that was definitely what I experienced, and so I was ready to do something where I'd get a bit more liked, which didn't happen. So I went to this conference, and it was just when I got back, and I was ready for a new phase of something a bit more fun, and I prayed, Lord, what do you want me to do? Tell me what do you want me to do? And over those 2 days, two things happened. I went and had received prayer from a couple I'd never met before. And one of the ladies said to me, you're going to be working to defend the rights of young people. And you're going to be like an Esther who goes up before the king on behalf of this people group, and it's going to cost you your life. And she got really scared when she said that. She was like, oh, like it came out of her mouth, like, oh. And she said, don't mean you're going to die, but it's going to cost you your life, and you're going to have a lot of courage and bravery to do what you're going to have to do. And I was like, please, not abortion. Please, not abortion. Okay, young people, who else would that be? And then over that conference, there was this woman on the stage who was, you can get these people who do like prophetic paintings as worships going on. And it was 2 days, and I was like, what is she painting? And at the end of the 2 days, she stepped back, and it's just a picture of a baby in the womb. And I was like, there's only one picture being painted, and there it is. That's standing out at me. Oh my gosh. Okay, Lord, you're telling me to do this. So within a very short period of time of this happening, I was volunteering for CVR UK still. I was going to the offices and sharing some of the stuff that I'd been taught. And then this case was exposed in the media. So the case is that there was an undercover investigation into 9 abortion clinics in the country to see if sex-selective abortions were happening. And they discovered that 2 abortion clinics were willing to do sex-selective abortions. One doctor said, I don't ask questions, you want a termination. The other one said, that's like female infanticide. I'll write down you're too young instead. So they used pre-signed forms, and this was all exposed. The woman went in, said, I'm pregnant with a girl or a boy, basically, and had a camera on her. And that hit mainstream news, Daily Telegraph, exposed this. And the Crown Prosecution Service looked into the case, and they said there's enough evidence to convict both of these doctors, but it's not in the public interest to do so. And so they dropped the case. At which point me and they were those who I volunteered with at the time, and others were like, well, my family especially were like, well, someone's got to step up. You've just basically opened the doors to sex-selective abortions, and this is a case where they've said there's enough evidence, so someone has to do it. Who's going to step up and do it? And I remember talking with the team, and it was like, well, why don't I do it? And I'd remembered that word because that was, I was like, oh, step up before the king, people group, Esther, maybe it's this. And I thought in my naivety, I was like, oh, be a month, court cases, knew nothing about it. I was 20 at the time. It's like, I'll do this, be finished in a month. 4 years later, it was a long case. Had no idea. I was so naive. And anyway, so we met with the Christian Concern team, laid out what the case was, and they were just amazing. They're like, yeah, we want to do this. We'll 100% back you, stand with you. Let's fight for justice for these babies. And that's how it started. So it made its way through the magistrates' courts. Both of the doctors in Birmingham and Manchester they said, yeah, there's enough evidence. Let's go to the next court, Crown Court. And in the Crown Court, that's where the doctors' lawyers essentially contacted, again, the Crown Prosecution Service, and the DPP at the time, Keir Starmer, issued a statement, again, Keir Starmer, who said basically there is enough evidence to convict both of these doctors by reviewing the case again, but it is not in the public's interest to do so. So he dropped the case, and then there was this massive legal cost. I think at the time it was between 40 and 50,000 pounds. And so as a slap on the wrist to me and to anyone else who would dare to do something to bring justice and expose the abortion industry, I was landed with the legal costs, which then became £50,000 when we went to the High Court. And the doctors were let off scot-free.